everyone and welcome back to Ravenport. It's been a while since my last video. Been busy with other things, so not had much time for gaming. But yeah, good to be back. First things first, today I'm going to be adding some beefier tyres back to the Bura. Now that we have we no longer have a trailed sprayer, we no longer need the narrow tyres on the Bura, and some beefier tyres will really help it with some bale and pallet lifting, which we're going to be doing shortly. So yeah, going to go with the wide tyres. Do like the wide tyres on the Bura, looks good. So yeah, we'll get those. Reset everything, so just to restart the engine, get the weight and get the front loader reattached, which is a bit of a funny angle because of the bale spikes. There we go. Should probably put that in a better position when we're not using it. Cool. So plan for today is we've got the wool full at the sheep pen. Very well timed that the message has just come up there to tell me that we're full of wool. So plan is I'm going to get the wool pallets all loaded up and taken to the spinnery, and then after that we're going to turn our attention to the field, the main field of the farm, which we in the last episode were busy preparing, liming, and we planted with barley. Using precision farming, our second field using precision farming, so that's pretty good. Happy with that. Yeah, so we're going to have to herbicide, and then we'll see about fertilising that as well. And if we get enough time, my plan is that I'm going to be planting some sugar beet in field 23, and that will be because I have seen the new sugar beet add-on that has come, and seen lots of streamers that I or content creators that I watch who have started using that, and it looks really cool. So need to get some sugar beet in the ground so we can start to use that as well. Great, so just bringing the Magarus boots over to the sheep pen. I've got the flatbed on the back, so we can get pallets loaded to that quite nicely, and then head over to the spinnery. So I'm going to get this loaded. I'll see you in a short while. Okay, that's the wool loaded and sold. I managed to send one of the wool pallets into the abyss when I was loading it up. It landed somewhere over here in this forest. I'm going to have to try and find it later, which was quite hilarious. But yeah, we have sold the wool and got £8,000 for it, which is great. The Magarus Deutz, I don't know how you pronounce it, but yeah, it works really well as a sort of quick loading lorry, especially with the flatbed on the back. The wool pallets are a bit wobbly though, so not sure if it's truck related or the game's just being particularly funny at this moment in time. But here we can see our soybean growing in our latest field, which was extended as much as possible that the terrain would allow. So yeah, that's growing very nicely, and in its latter growth stage here. I'm expecting that to be ready in the second part of today, maybe tomorrow. So yeah, no doubt it's probably going to be next session. But just down the road from it is the field that I would like to turn over next. Again, like the main farm field, I've got some terrain editing to do to get the bits that the planter doesn't quite like. We'll have to subsoil it again and then get it planted. And I want to do sugar beet as, yes, as I mentioned, the sugar beet add-on has been released. I think it's by Weasel, but correct me if I'm wrong. And I've seen some of my favourite farming simulator YouTubers, Daggerwin and Farmercop, do some good vids on that one. So yeah, I'm looking to utilise that add-on. So yeah, in a future session, I'm going to hopefully go through that and cover what it's all about and how that works. And my plan is that because there's some plants that we need to buy, plants as in factories I mean, my plan is that I'm probably going to purchase field 18 next to the spinnery to put the necessary factories that we'll need for processing the sugar beet in the sugar beet add-on into sugar, and then one step further from that is using some of the byproducts to create food pellets for animals. So yeah, looking forward to that. But yeah, Magarus is parked away. Now we're going to get on to herbiciding and fertilising our new barley crop in the main field of the farm. When I was planting this last time, I was expecting most probably that I would be using natural fertiliser first, but it transpired that I just went ahead and used man-made fertiliser with the planter, liquid fertiliser, and that hopefully will give me the opportunity to demonstrate the dual purpose of this sprayer, as it has a solid fertiliser spreader as well as a sprayer, which is pretty cool. But we have herbicide in the sprayer, so we'll be using that to get the weeds purged in this field so it doesn't impact the yield. So let's get this unfolded and get the field herbicided. See you in a moment. Okay, so that is the field herbicided, so the weeds should all be gone. Yep, all gone. There's a tiny little strip there, but happy that that's negligible for the yield of the crop overall. So that's good. So next, I am going to try to see if it will take any nitrogen. It does say that it's got perfect nitrogen already, but it has gone up the growth stage. So my wonder is whether it will take more, or whether it needs to wait for maybe the second or third growth stage. But we will give it a go. I'll turn on the fertilizer spreader, and yeah, it's not applying any, as precision farming tells us that we've reached the target for nitrogen. Cool, so I will check back at a later time to see if this field needs any additional nitrogen in the later phases of growth. Of course, the soybean that we've got in the larger field opposite the spinnery doesn't need nitrogen. Soybean is a crop that, as part of precision farming, does not need nitrogen. In fact, the nitrogen level should be 0 to 20 kilograms per hectare. Any more of that is seen as suboptimal, so yeah. Excellent. Right, so we've done that, herbicided the main field, we don't need to fertilise it. So my plan is that we're now going to plant sugar beet in field 23. So I will need the subsoiler and the scanner, for which I'm thinking class will be best for subsoiling, got the most power. And then running behind it, I think we'll get the JCB with the scanner. I would normally use the Bura, but as the Bura is up top with the front loader and pallet fork, probably best we just leave that up here. Cool, so there's the class. Skip to there so I can get in the PCB. We'll drop off the front loader. Probably over here is best, as this is where the shovel attachment is. And then, like in the previous session, we will have the follow me set up for the class, pull in the subsoiler, and then the JCB following with the crop sensor scanner. Before that, I will have to do some terrain levelling to fix some of the bits of the field that the planter doesn't like. So yeah, once I get over there, I will flip to terrain levelling mode, and then leave. Once the terrain levelling is all done, I'll leave the border of the field intact, so I know the dimensions of the field. Yeah, after the terrain levelling is done, I'll get on to the subsoiling. Cool. So I will see you very shortly. Okay, just finishing off the last strip of subsoiling, and as you can see on the map, the scanner has been following me behind nicely and showing us the soil type and nitrogen and pH for the field. Yep, this job always does take a bit of time, but I'm glad I have gone over and done the terrain editing to make the field nice and level, make things easier for the planter for sure. Cool, so we're going to get this stuff back to the farm and we are going to trade out for the planter, and we'll have a little interrogation as to the field type as well. Yeah, appreciate that. Might have been a long time lapse with the terrain editing and also the subsoiling, but needs to be done. And we're going to get our sugar beet in there nicely. So subsoiler dropped off where it usually lives. Better turn off create fields, because I don't want to be creating a field there. And we'll get the class lined up with the planter. There we go. JCB. We'll get the scanner put away, and then we'll need to get the solid spreader, which has currently got lime in, to get the field limed. Let's drop you down there. Great stuff. And yeah, take a quick look at the field and see what its needs are, but I'm fairly certain that it will need liming. Let's take a look. Cool, so nitrogen level is very low, and soil types, what have we got? We've got silty, clay and loam, so yes, there's a tiny little strip of sandy loam at the end there, but yeah, it's probably about 80% loam. And the pH is probably in the OK category, but I think that is going to need liming. So that is my next port call. We will lead with the JCB and the spreader, and have the, well, I better get the planter out of here first and foremost. I think it's got enough seed and fertilizer in it to do the size of the field we've just prepped. I will make sure I've got seed type as sugar beet. There we go. Set that up as follow me. Need to fill up with lime. I like how the extended spreader has now got the nice cover on it. Cool. Get this filled up, and then we'll head over back to the field. I will go over with the lime to start with, and then I will probably set the helper off to get the sugar beet planted. So, I will see you in a short while. Okay, so I have limed the field. I'm just sat in with the helper here who's got the planter and planting the sugar beet whilst fertilising the ground. I think I'm going to have enough liquid fertiliser, but we shall see. Obviously the helper has missed a few bits. I'm hoping that's not the terrain. I think that's just the angle of turning and everything else. Cool, but yeah, we have got our sugar beet being planted, which is really, really nice. After the helper's finished, I'll just touch up a few of the bits and get that done. But yeah, so today we have sold the wool. We've changed the wheels on our burrow, which was quite nice to get that back. We've herbicided the main field with barley. That barley will be used for the feeding of the chickens, and now we have terrain leveled this field to make it more suitable for the planter and scanned it at the same time. Then we've limed and planted it. So yeah, we've managed to do multiple things at once and got quite a bit done in the first half of the game day. I see rain is on the horizon, which might be a little bit untimely because I want to be harvesting the 3 combined fields here, which has got our soybean in. Yes, in a future session we'll obviously have the sugar beet growing here, which we'll start to then use with the sugar beet add-on, which will be interesting. I'll probably dedicate a episode to that. But yeah, probably sooner than that we will be harvesting the soybean and also the main field, and the plan is that I will be buying a new, improved and much bigger harvester to help us out with the growing farm. Cool, but I'm going to leave it there today. I hope you've enjoyed watching. As always, greatly appreciate any views and also any subscribes and likes. Up to 18 subscribers now, which is really nice, so big thank you for your support. And if you've got any tips, advice or things you'd like me to do, feel free to leave a comment. Yeah, really happy to take anything that you'd like me to try or do. So yeah, till next time, I'll catch you later. Bye bye.